up or imprisoned. That's probably what they'll try to do. Or killed is really, I have work I want to continue. My only fear is I want to be here to protect my children. I want to be here to, and it sounds corny to those that are worldly and very fleshful, but I really just want to be here to help. And I want to be here to stand up against bullies. But I know there's a lot of other people that are standing up against bullies, and that's what matters. I just can't believe that this type of scum, Donna, run our lives, and I can't believe this bad dream just can't end. I mean, do you get where I'm going with this?
Definitely. I'm scared to death now. And I was oblivious 2 weeks ago.
How did you wake up? What happened?
Saw the Obama deception. And Ben, I've given it out, and it's not convincing everybody, and that's what scares me. And I'm thinking, what more do I need to get to convince you? They still think, the government won't do that to us. Well, sure they will.
Well, did you hear me talk about the Stockholm Syndrome?
Yes.
I mean, that's what happens. The average person, ma'am, I appreciate your call. God bless you. You might print off, you can just Google the Stockholm Syndrome, go to major psychological indexes. There's a lot of psychological isms they've developed the last decade or so that are ridiculous, but there's a lot of them that are real. And this is one that's been around for 30 plus, almost 40 years. And it had been called other things previously, but why do people love their captors? Why do people get into being slaves? Why do pimps, I talk about the pimp game. The pimp game, and there's a book coming out called that, the pimp game is the Stockholm Syndrome. I mean, they get these young girls, go to Hollywood or New York to be models or movie stars. They're 17, 18. A guy comes, he's nice. He gets her on drugs, gets her under his control. Then he slowly starts beating her up, controlling her, and breaking her down. But most women, if it's done from a father figure, especially if they didn't have a strong father or a father who abused them, that's who these guys look for. They break instantly, and they want to be abused. They want to be dominated. They think that's strength. And it's just sick to see what we've turned our women into, and our men are even worse. You know, the strongest women are defending the family and are strong in the center of the family. That's real feminism, not this fake feminism of being whores and being used. And they're just toys of powerful men. It's a savage trick, very sophisticated. And it goes off in 100 different directions. The point is that I got lost in the train of thought from my original thought. Oh, the pimp game. That's the Stockholm Syndrome. He's burning you with cigarettes. He's beating you with a coat hanger. He's, bitch slapping you, all of that. They like it, folks. And the American people, American men, I mean, I see these guys walking out of Mexican food restaurants or out of steakhouses, and they're all acting tough, and they're looking at you, making sure you're not looking at them, or making sure, you'll be walking down a path, and guys that are bigger, they'll kind of walk in your way, and if you're polite and gentlemanly and try to get out of their way, they kind of, I was just powerful just then. But they let the government shoot their kids up with poison. They let the government put poison in their water. They let the government spray them with chemicals. They let the government have unconstitutional taxes. A cop pulls them over. You see these big men just shaking and scared. They are facsimiles of warriors. They are facsimiles of men. A real man, a real warrior is understanding and calculating and realizing how society works and has discernment and is gentlemanly and kind and loving, but at the same time can just unleash absolute savage attacks on people at a moment's notice if they have to. Not strutting around going, tough all day. That isn't what a warrior is. And women, it's not beautiful how they're all trolloped up like insecure whores. That's your modern feminism. Instead of their powerful spiritual strength flowing out, energizing, and giving life to the family and the society. It's just the enemy knows all of this, and they're scared of your power, and they try to neutralize you and make you feel weak and insecure. You have the energy of the universe in you. You are made in the image of the creator of the universe. And even if you don't believe in God and all of that, look what humans can do. We're flying around in airplanes, computers, technology, science. There are mathematicians that can calculate, billions of numbers, idiot savants, just incredible visions of mathematics and understanding and literature and art and poetry and all of it. I mean, I am nothing special, and my mind burns with discernment and understanding and systems, and it's indescribable. That is your destiny, ladies and gentlemen, not to be some insecure yuppie out washing their car. I'm not saying washing your car is bad, but, if that's your God, if that's all that matters, if it's lower down your hierarchy of needs, that's fine. I'm saying if your identity is, you know what I'm talking about, folks. It's just get your humanity back. Stop caring what people think. Stop buying into the evil and get real. David in North Carolina, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, how are you?
Good.
I'm a first-time caller. I've been listening to you religiously for about a year. Listen to all your podcasts, mainly because I'm afraid that I'm going to miss something important. I'd like to talk a little bit about this H1N1 virus I heard you talking about on Sunday's podcast. May have a little bit of info. I go to a lot of websites and a lot of different news outlets, and I'm not sure if you heard of a website called projectcamelot.org.
I have seen a little bit of videos and things, yeah.
It's almost like a coast-to-coast to talk about a lot of different things, but I mainly go there to see what's new about New World Order-related info. And they had a guest speaker on. His name is Burke Elder Hale. And I guess he knows and talks to a senior biochemist from a major pharmaceutical organization. Mm-hmm. They won't say who it is, but because it's pertaining to vaccines and H1N1 virus, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out who they're talking about. But basically, Hale is saying that this senior biochemist was telling him that these chemtrails, which have been out for many, many years that people have been inhaling, are what's considered an aerosol precursor. And
it's a binary weapon.
Correct. And
but I don't need to have some unconfirmed source to do that. We have the research, the evidence. I had a team for a week in California with the scientist, with the medical reports, with state reports. We've got just reams of it and 65 hours of footage, 64 hours of footage out there. And let me comment on that since you bring it up. I appreciate your call. Number one, when you mention that particular source, I've seen some interesting things. I've also seen some pretty far out stuff. So I'll just say that. I don't really use that as a source. Nothing mean to deal with that. It's just that I think it's important to have some sources that get into anything and everything. But when I just see a continual pattern of never confirmed, never whatever, and it seems people always latch on to what's not confirmed instead of, oh, here's the documents for the clergy response teams, or here's this, oh, that's fake, or, oh, we're really at level 6, and 2 months later it's confirmed. I had the document. I gave you the document. Yes, binary weapon system. That's certainly part of it. But there's multiple programs with the aerosol programs that are going on. There's a whole bunch of different programs, and hundreds of them are public. I mean, just search engine, a term like biological test over Oklahoma bacteria sprayed, or biological test over Texas bacteria sprayed, or biological test bacteria sprayed New York. Doesn't matter what state you're in, you're going to find an article. And then you read the name of the bacteria and you do a search on it, and it's one that causes sterilization in all mammal species. It's one that causes spontaneous abortion in all mammal species. And then there they are in the paper saying, oh, we're spraying Oklahoma City and all surrounding, towns this summer with this spray. And it's Subtilis globigi. And you go look up in Subtilis anthralis, I forget the other name of the bacteria. But see, that no one will talk about hundreds of mainstream articles spraying us. It's all, I heard a doctor who knows a scientist who talked to somebody who said a reptoid did it. And, my whole issue is I'm covering what I can prove. Yeah, I mean, we got the White House science chief saying they're putting binary systems in your water to sterilize you, and nobody wants to talk about that because it's official. It's official. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you